You are standing in line for coffee, or maybe you just felt a flash of stress at your desk. Before you consciously register the feeling, you are looking at this. An endless, brightly lit feed in your hand, scrolling to escape the moment. We often view these moments as minor accidents of modern life, just harmless ways to kill time. But cognitive psychologists define a habit as an automatic behavior triggered by a situational cue. The apps we reach for are doing exactly what they were designed to do. This illustrates a core principle of product design: the transition from vitamins to painkillers. Most habit-forming technologies start as vitamins, nice to have tools that feel optional. But as usage frequency trends upward, they become the default remedy for emotional itches like boredom or loneliness. Our reliance on these digital painkillers follows a meticulously engineered 4-step behavioral blueprint. This is the hook model. Cyclical map used by developers to manufacture user habits from scratch, moving step by step through a continuous loop of trigger, action, variable reward, and investment. Look at the trigger phase. The cycle begins with an external trigger, an app icon embedded with explicit instructions. Ultimately, the developer's goal is moving you toward internal triggers. By coupling the app with negative emotions, your brain subconsciously identifies it as the solution. To find that exact emotional pain point, product creators use a technique called the 5 whys. By drilling down through 5 consecutive layers of asking why a user acts, they uncover the specific emotional itch their product needs to scratch. Moving to the top right quadrant, we hit the action phase. A trigger is useless if the behavior it demands is too difficult. To initiate the cycle, doing must be easier than thinking. We can map this using the formula B equals MAT. A specific behavior only occurs when motivation, ability, and a trigger converge. Motivation connects to core human drives, while ability is tied to friction. Without all 3 variables, the user won't cross the action line. Developers increase ability by identifying and eliminating the user's scarcest resource in that exact moment, whether it is time, lack of money, or mental energy. Making the click effortless only gets users through the front door. To keep them coming back, the product must tap directly into their brain chemistry. This brings us to the bottom right quadrant, the variable reward. Neuroscience research shows that dopamine, the neurotransmitter linked to motivation, actually surges when the brain is expecting a reward, not just when it receives one. Take this vintage slot machine. It serves as historical proof of this concept. A completely predictable outcome turns boring quickly. Add variability, not knowing exactly what you will get or when you'll get it. And that anticipation creates an insatiable craving. Unpredictability hijacks human attention. Today's products deploy 3 specific types of variable rewards. There are rewards of the tribe, which offer social validation from our peers. There are rewards of the hunt, where we scour feeds for resources or interesting information. And there are rewards of the self, the satisfaction we get from mastering a challenge. Finally, we reach the bottom left quadrant, investment. In this phase, the user is asked to do a small bit of work. This ask only happens after the user has received their variable reward, when they are primed to reciprocate. This investment stores value in the platform. When you build a playlist, invite friends, or earn a reputation score, you are putting your own effort into the system. As that stored value grows, the psychological friction of abandoning the product increases. At the same time, this investment silently performs a second vital function, loading the next external trigger. Sending a message virtually guarantees a reply, which sets off a notification, locking the user into the start of another cycle. Through successive passes of this loop, a conscious choice degrades into an automatic reflex. The product embeds itself into our daily routines, raising a serious question about the responsibility of those designing these digital environments. The ability to manufacture forming products creates an ethical dilemma. How do builders distinguish between helpful design and malicious manipulation? This is the manipulation matrix, a tool to evaluate a builder's intent. If a creator makes a product they wouldn't use themselves and it doesn't improve users' lives, they are operating as a dealer. But if they use the product themselves and it materially enhances the user's life, they act as a facilitator using the hook model to build healthy routines. Facilitators find these ethical hooks through habit testing. They identify their most devoted users, codify the exact paths those users take, and then modify the interface to guide new users toward those same beneficial outcomes. Understanding the hook model turns an invisible compulsion into a visible structure. By identifying the specific triggers and rewards that shape our day, we gain the clarity to either dismantle those compulsions or use the same blueprint to build and rebuild the routines we actually value.